Hello, welcome to today's immigration tidbit. What happens if you or someone you know was wrongfully deported? And by wrongfully deported, I mean really wrongfully deported. I get so many clients that will start off the consultations by saying, I was wrongfully deported, only, to find out after 2 or 3 questions that in fact they were not wrongfully deported. There's things that I can do to help them, but they were not wrongfully deported. The execution of the deportation, the order of the deportation, all that was proper. So what I'm talking about here is something where literally someone without proper authorization by some official, whoever it happens to be in whatever organization, is improperly detained and or then deported. Okay, and what can be done? So now they're sitting in their home country, and sometimes this could be an ICE official, sometimes it could be somebody at the port of entry. It depends. It could even be a USCIS official put someone in detention and then they get deported. So there could be a few different actors in the immigration ambit that, issue wrongful instructions to deportation. So first, what I would have to do is, you have to understand first, if you're sitting in your home country and you've been wrongfully deported, it will take time to, number one, analyze if the deportation was actually executed incorrectly or unlawfully. Okay? In order to do that, first I'd need to order a FOIA. I'd need to get any immigration issues, immigration files that you might have had at court, criminal files. I need to review the entire file. As much as the client would want to tell me everything that has happened, number one, a large percentage of what they say isn't necessarily relevant to my analysis. And secondly, they may leave out critical facts. And third, they may not even know certain things that immigration has on them. So I would order the FOIA from all the different sources. There's not just one place that you get a FOIA. Okay, you have to get it from the proper organizations within immigration. And I would most likely do more than one. I would then analyze it. Determine what exactly was done, why it was done, get a history of the case. Obviously, I would have a conversation with the person who's been deported to get a history of their immigration as to what has happened with them and, when they came in the U.S., how long they've been here, did they have the green card, did they commit crimes, things like that. I then take the analysis of the FOIA or FOIAs and the situation and history of the person who's been deported. I determine, number one, if it was wrongful. If it was not wrongful and it was a properly executed deportation, then I need to move on to the next step and determine what can be done to help this person. Okay, what remedies are available, what situations and petitions and or applications can be done, and jurisdictionally where they need to go. So that would be next. Now, if they were improperly deported, let me just exaggerate. Let's say that you're just driving a car down the street, policeman stops you, and for no reason at all calls immigration. Immigration comes and says they don't like the way you look and puts you on a bus and sends you out of the country. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but there are cases similar to that with a little more detail. And so in cases like that, first, of course, we would try to stop it before the person ever gets out of the country by getting an emergency stay. Okay, and that may or may not happen. If it doesn't happen, and the first time I ever speak to the client is at the time between when, somebody has left the country, well, then in that case, we would determine what needs to be done to bring them back, whether it's to go to immigration itself, whether it's to go to federal court. Sometimes we have to go to federal court and get an order from the court of the violation, and then get them to, in fact, do what is necessary to bring and order the person to come back. Sometimes it's an order to bring them back, and then they go in detention. Then they have removal proceedings, but they're back in the U.S. So procedurally, it will differ what needs to be done and when it needs to be done. But first things first, we need to analyze the case and see what path to take from there. Okay?